India reaches 40% target of power from non-fossil fuel, 9 years ahead of date committed at COP21.
Here's a summary of the article.
New Delhi. In line with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's announcement to achieve 500 gigawatts of installed electricity capacity from non-fossil fuel sources by 2030 at COP26 Climate Conference, the government on Thursday said it has already achieved 40% of the target. The total installed non-fossil fuel-based capacity stands at 156.83 gigawatts. At COP21, as part of its nationally determined contributions, India had committed to achieving 40% of its installed electricity capacity from non-fossil energy sources by 2030. The country has achieved this target in November 2021 itself, informed the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy in a press note. As per the government, the country's installed renewable energy capacity today stands at 150.05 gigawatts while its nuclear energy-based installed electricity capacity stands at 6.78 gigawatts. This brings the total non-fossil-based installed energy capacity to 156.83 gigawatts, which is 40.1% of the total installed electricity capacity of 390.8 gigawatts, reads the press note. Prime Minister Modi at COP26 Climate Conference in Glasgow pledged India will achieve net zero carbon emissions by 2070.
This post received a score of 7,800, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
So it can be done.
It can be done quickly. You just have to actually invest in it and cut off the oil leeches by force.
What does that mean, in practical terms?
Finding nuclear and alt energy. Also penalizing and eventually eliminate transactions with heavy carbon implications.
Well, I have about 18 kilograms of carbon in me, but I don't like being transacted anyway.
Yes, you do.
As depressing as US domestic energy politics are, it's legit nice to hear a lot of the world, India, China, most of the EU, is moving aggressively into clean energy. Gives me hope we might see peak carbon soon.
The U.S. domestic politics may be depressing because of Republican opposition, but U.S. emissions are down about 12% or so from their peak and generally tracking international target commitments.
I guess the concern for US is not really on the entire country but rather on certain red states.
That's good. Very good.
Seriously, this is great. Hooray for India. All very welcome. Good news.
One of the driving forces for this could be that India has somewhat limited access to oil, and oil is also its biggest import. I think India is among the top 5 importers. So there's a big focus on reducing that as much and as early as possible. Edit. Apparently oil in India is used mostly for transport and some industrial processes, so that's not it. Hypothetically, a transition to EVs would be benefited by this, but that will take time and probably not the main motivation.
India uses very little oil for electricity generation. It primarily uses coal. Oil is primarily imported for transportation and process-based industries.
This is also true in most of the world. Oil is more expensive than most other sources of electricity. It's more valuable for transportation.
9 years ahead of target? Way to go, India.
Damn India, way to go. We need to get on your level.
Why are so many commentators so triggered and butthurt that India is doing well for itself?
Just the usual LMAO. Now that racism against African Americans is looked down upon, rightfully so, everywhere, the Chinese and the Indians have become the new target of racists, especially on Reddit.
As an Indian IKR, so many Redditors are openly racist towards Indians on Reddit. I guess they really find it fun to call us street shitter, rapist, cow people, scammer etc.
For what it's worth, there are a lot of street shitters in the US too. Just a simple search on YouTube for California street shit will get you this.
But they're not brown.
Good job, India. India has a lot of potential for solar energy.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.